Because I tell you this right now, okay, in terms of the numbers over here, okay, our salary is not going up higher. These are the most recent news, so I'm going to touch a bit on the current recent aspect of things. If you guys don't know, last year was an official decline in our income. Right now, everyone calm down a bit. This does not happen only to Malaysia. Other countries are also affected and they are also having a decrease. But this is something you need to be aware of right now. I always want to talk about this because income is very important to everyone. When you talk about property investment or any other type of investments or even into stocks or anything else, it's always related to a person's income. And if the income actually drops right now, as you can see over here, how many of you feel we are a little bit poorer already? If you're already feeling a little bit poorer already, put that one there. Okay, hey, do me a favor. If those of you who don't know what's happening right now, today I'm going to do an outlook for update of the economy for Malaysia side. I'm going to do a very simple one. I will try to do this like every quarter so I get you guys updated. This one is for the first half of Malaysia. We haven't finished a lot of things, but I want to get you guys updated. All right. Now, everything is coming in slower. So if you can see, these are all data from last year. Some of the data over here will be from the first quarter. When the market is not doing too good, sometimes the information also will be very little. So what do you think right now? How many of you agree with this, that we are getting a little bit poorer over here? Come, give me your comments. How do you guys feel when you see this? This is for 2020. I know this is a stupid question, but I probably have to ask you anyway. Like, what do you think? In 2021, do you think we are going to get richer or poorer in terms of salary? Do you think it go up or go down? Okay. I want to agree with Philip over here and say, I wish my salary is 13K today. If our number of salary go up like COVID number, wow, suyo. Sure, everybody very happy one. Right? So what do you think? 2021, the numbers go up or numbers go down, right? So these are things that I want to just share with you guys. And this is like the most important thing right now is for everyone over here. I always tell this, in any pandemic, in any crisis, there's always two crises happening. Today is a health crisis, but also today is what we call financial crisis. If you can see from here, many people are actually getting hurt, right? And it's actually quite bad. I would say that the ones that are actually getting worse off right now, mostly the ones that are more worried are actually the lower skill ones, the B40s. So you can see at the medium at the bottom over there, you see the skilled, semi-skilled, and low skilled. So low skilled tend to be the B40s, below 40s, the lower income group. And we used to be doing pretty okay, right? Now you see the skilled people over there. Last year they're actually making a medium of 4,006. Okay, we talk about men and talk too much about this. For some reason, the men tend to be earning a little bit more than the women, right? Which is, I think, not very fair. I feel that in every class you should have equality, but we're not going to get into that. Okay, we're not going to get into that. We're going to talk about this right now. Here's some worrying facts I want to share with you. Skilled workers have seen about a 10% drop in income, about 15%. From 4,600, it drops to 4,000, right? So you have about a 10% drop, 15% drop in income. When you talk about the semi-skilled, okay, you're talking about a drop from 2,000 to about 1,600. Okay, that's a 20% drop, right? That's a 20% drop. Right, so that is already pretty serious right now. I don't know if you guys can see this right now. Maybe I tell you what, I'll try to zoom into this a little bit more. Okay, maybe I can just do this and then I'll see whether I can see or not. Can see or not? Okay, so you can see this part over here. We're talking about this part over here. Okay, and as you can see from here, right, you're gonna see that the income drop has been most tremendous in the lower income group. All right, so 1,274 divided by 1,727. Wow, quite chala. There's about 26% drop in income for the lower income people. Now, this is for 2020. I can imagine this year, if we are going to drop another 20%, I would say the low skill workers would then drop to below 1,000. Right? So I think there's going to be something that is very dangerous for a lot of us over here. This is my worry. Right? So this is something that is going to be quite worrying if you're looking into this right now. Right, so those of you, I hope you guys can see this right now. We're talking about Malaysian outlook, and we always talk about the first important thing is on income levels. It has been reported recently that our income level has dropped. Okay, so this is a little bit of our news. It's been reported recently that our income level has actually dropped. We have now gone to -9% to -15% in terms of medians. But I want to bring your highlight into here, a drop of about 2004 to 2000. So there's about a 20% drop across the board. What's more worrying is actually this. Now, this is in 2020. Imagine 2021. This year, how many of you agree? Okay, come. Anyone tell me right now here, who agree that 2021 is worse than 2020? How many of you agree? Okay, how many of you agree 2021 is worse than 2020? Agree or not? Right? If you agree about this right now, okay, you better put there 1. Any Maggie fan over here? Tolong PM tepi your recommended PM for my salary. With my salary now, can only buy Maggie. Okay. So it's quite worrying because I want to share this with you guys. A skilled worker averagely earns about 4,006 of last year. 2019, 2020 has dropped about 15%. So it's now getting about 4,000 ringgit. Now, a semi-skilled person has dropped from 2,000 to 2,600, which gives you about a 20% drop. So 15% drop over at skilled, 20% drop under semi-skilled. But the worst is the lower income or the lower skill. This one dropped by 26%. How many of you agree that's a little bit worrying right now? Right? So I think you have to really take care of yourselves over here. And I think that this is something which is very, very worrying for us. Okay, so let me just get back to the slides again. Right? So if you see this right now, the next part is basically our medians, and you also talk about the men and female and everything about this. This is for last year. But here's the deal. Okay? This all happened because we have one. Do you know that last year, we only have one MCO? We had one CMCO, but conditional monitor PPKP or PKPP tak tahulah. After we have PKP lah, PKP 1.0. Tapi tahun ni, this year, we have two MCOs. The worst thing is that this EMCO, or now we change the word to NRP, or whatever you want to call it, this is 2 months into it. Now, let me just share this lah. Kalau you nampak kat sini, if you watch here over here, 2020 is based on because of one MCO that we have been locked down for 6 weeks. Okay, 6 minggu, right? Which is from March 14 all the way to May, right? May 1st, May 4th, we went out of the house. Last year, ingat tak? Ingat atau dah lupa? Okay, this year, we are now stuck in the house today. Okay, we are still stuck in the house today. Now, let me ask you this. How many of you agree that we might have an extended EMCO or NRP or apa hal ni lah? Okay, how many of you agree we are going to still be stuck in the house? If you still agree we're still going to be stuck in the house, everyone put there a 0, okay? We are going to get stuck. So those of you who are from Cambodia, those of you who are from Thailand, congratulations, you guys are free to run around. Please come to Malaysia. You know what it's like to get stuck in the house, because we are going to have a prolonged effect on EMCO. Okay, we are going to have a prolonged effect on EMCO. Betul tak? Right? So everyone put there 0, 0, 0. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this in terms of the outlook right now. Okay, and this is pretty quite serious, right? So how many of you agree that we're going to have an extension? If you're going to have an extension, everyone put there, 0 for an extension, because this is definitely going to be going on from now on. So last year, our income actually went down for an average of 20%. Okay, the higher income level dropped by 15%. The lower income level dropped by 26%. That was last year with only one MCO, okay, and also only one CMCO. This year, we have two MCOs, January and February, which already affected us. Okay, and now, today, the worst, they don't call it MCO 3.0, they call it EMCO, then maybe they call it FMCO, then they call it NRP, but whatever it is, we are still stuck at home. And that gives us 0 income. Agree or not? If you agree on this, everyone, please put there 0. This is something that is going to be very serious for a lot. Okay, 2 shots can run around. Yeah, phase 2. August, okay? So in August, in other words, we are going to extend another 2 more weeks. Now that means a 4 weeks delay. Our numbers are going up. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about our case baru and our COVID cases, but I'm telling you right now, this is frustrating. Betul tak? Who is frustrated right now? If you're really frustrated, everyone over here, okay, please write it down, frustrated, or please share to some people. But today, I'm talking about these numbers on a different perspective. I'm talking about it in terms of how it will impact us in terms of our economy, right? So if you're watching this right now, this is quite frustrating. Okay, it shot up to 11,079. It went up to 11,000 and oh, this is a very nice number for Chinese lah. Unfortunately, still not fun for us. Not funny lah. Ni bukan kelakar. Okay, 11,618. Okay, lepas tu naik lagi sekali. Wah, today kita bypass 12,000, kita angkat sama 13,000. Okay, 13,215. Okay, 13,215 cases as of today. Wow. Okay, how many of you wish this is your salary? Come. Kalau our salary go up this much, 13,000, shock. Put the money sign there if you like that right now, right? So this is the part that is quite serious for us, right? Yeah, we missed 12K. Okay, wow. Then got people say 20K soon. Wow, then I also quite kanchong right now, idea. So let me just share this with you guys. I want to reflect this against what we have shared in the past. And I'm not going to talk too much about the new cases. I'm not going to talk too much about PKP and the lockdown and everything. But I am going to talk about this. It's called GDP growth, right? So everybody over here, in terms of business, in terms of economy, this is some of the things that I'm going to highlight to you guys. I do this once, or usually I do it every quarter. So I do this 3 times in a year. So today being July, I want to update some of the data with you guys. Are you okay? Hey, if you guys are enjoying this, do me one favor, please. Okay, please share to your friends. Let's not talk about case high. Let's not talk about, government not good. We all know that. Let's talk about a bit about finance. Okay, at least I give you an outlook of how the market is going to be like for this year. I know it's going to be bad. You know it's going to be bad, but how much? We have to measure. One of the things I always like to share with people right now is this. I always tell people, if we're getting poorer, the worst thing about the poor people, okay, poor people are, let's just put it out. If people are getting poorer, the worst thing is this. The worst thing you can do is this: stop counting. You know what I mean? The worst thing about being poor is that you stop counting. Okay, it doesn't help your situation. What happens is you go into something called a denial mode. And what I want to do right now is I want to show you the numbers so that we can do something about it. Maybe some of us dah blur, okay? Maybe some of us is numb already. Tak nak nampak ni punya data lagi. Say, alah, cakap banyak ni, okay? Why we talk about all the numbers over here, right? Because it is going down. But if we don't really see it, then it's not going to go away. So for people, or when I was poor, the first thing my Sifu taught me lah, saya punya mentor taught to me is look into your bank account. I know it's very painful, tapi kalau you nampak, at least you get to do something. Okay, agree or not? All right, we need to take action right now. So, salary, okay? We'll up for another 2 weeks. Okay, so I don't care lah whether it's Delta variant, whether it's politics. Let's talk about MCO. So if you look into this graph, which has been shown out there, you would notice that MCO, grocery, pharmacy, retail, recreation. So this is basically another indication of our economy. This is also another indication of numbers, whether it's going up or down. Now, if you look, the worst case, okay, was MCO 1.0. There was almost a negative 80% decline in retail and recreation. What do you think today? Let me ask you first, okay? If MCO 1.0 has a negative 80%, okay, decline, okay, based on the baseline of January of last year, what do you think about this year? If it's negative 80%, do you think this year will be bad or worse? Right? And I want you guys to watch this right now. I know this is painful to see, but I really need to get you guys plant some sweet potatoes. Now, Chin Chen, okay? So Chin Chen is asking this right now, which is a very good point. I'm going to cover this in another day, but Chin Chen had a very good question. He was saying that, hey, do you know, okay, everybody, do you know that property prices in Australia and US are going up? Can anyone tell me why? Come, anybody comment on this? Why? Tell me why US property and Australian property prices are going up and where our property prices right now, okay? Okay, so Chin Chen, yes, it really closed all the factories, but this is an indication of retail, recreation, grocery, and pharmacy. Now, grocery and pharmacy, you notice these are the two alignments. And these two, why do we measure retail, recreation, grocery, and pharmacy? Because this really hits the consumers the most. Okay, and I will say this right now. I think in terms of our economy, it's definitely going to be worse. Okay, how many of you agree MCO in terms of MCO 3.0 is going to be worse than this? Okay, if you agree it's going to be worse than this, everyone, do me one favor right now. First things first, share with your friends. I know you guys don't like reality, but let's put it this way. It's better for you to see what is coming, okay, than to close your eyes and then go down the waterfall. That's worse. At least right now, if you can, try to swim to the sides. I keep telling people right now, if you're in the retail or recreation business, if you're in the in a industry that's actually not doing too well, please start to do something else. Okay, I know it's cliche lah. Cliche means banyak orang dah cakap macam senang aja cakap, tapi lebih elok kalau sekarang you start to do something different, then you wait until you die. You know, so I want to say this again, like, you know, yeah, I know I'm repeating a lot of what people say. Change is good. But look at these numbers right now. If you're going to go down a very bad waterfall, just like worse than MCO 1.0, then I would recommend that you start doing something very serious right now. Okay, so here's what I see. The contraction for last year was about 17%. And here's my fear is that this year, it would go down much more. Agree or not? Now, if you look into this, what this means, okay, how many of you agree with this? If you agree with this, put a one. Come, kasih satu dah, kasih satu kat sini. Okay, Chin Chen says I'm 60 years old. You look very young, Chin Chen. Okay, you sound very young. Okay, now to answer Chin Chen's question over here of Australian properties and US properties, I'll talk about it on another day. But the big summary about this is because they are in a recovery phase. We are not in recovery yet. That's the big difference. Vaccination process in Australia and in US has hit a very high number. It's more than 50% in Australia, is more than 70% as claimed in US. Fiatsi, the guy, the health director in US has stated a claim saying that you no longer need to wear a mask if you have taken 2 vaccination shots. Okay, so you do not need to wear a mask if you have already 2 vaccination shots. So basically, it's trying to tell people now you can go back to normal. You don't need to be abnormal. You don't have to wear masks. You don't have to have social distancing. You are okay already. You're telling people that right now in the US. So everybody is now going out into the streets. Yes, the numbers are going out a little bit. Yes, Delta variant and everything. But what happens is the economy is actually going up extremely well. Okay. Plus, of course, the fact that they are printing money. So that is one of the main reasons as well. While you print money, if you got to print money, hey, very help. If you guys over here, no money, you print money, sure, easy one. Correct enough, right? So these are a couple of things over here. Now, let me extrapolate this for you guys. So I want to show these figures to you guys right now. We are in kind of like a W situation. If you notice right now, our economy is very dependent on MCOs or non-MCOs period. So PKP, tada PKP, economy will be very, very different. It's almost very yo-yo. So I want to tell some good news over here. All right, the good news is this: as soon, I don't know when, whether in 2023 or 2032, okay, as soon as we get out of MCO, we have always had a very good recovery. So you look at the blue bars over there, okay, those are the times after the MCOs. And after CMCO of last year as well, it has gone up as well. So we'll always have a blue, right? So this is what I feel right now. We have had a blue on Q2, and then after that, we are going to have a decline. So most likely after this, we will start to go up again. Hopefully lah, right? Okay, so let's talk about property outlook over here. So who wants to know a little bit about property outlook and opportunities? Come in, can I ask you something right now? How many of you here still thinking about investment? If you're still thinking about investment right now, come, put an I. Okay, put an I. Once in a while, every 6 months, every quarter, I do an update, okay? And I can tell you that if those of you interested, we're going to talk a little bit about money today, okay? So if you're interested about money and property, if you're still interested in investments, everyone put that I. Come, let me see. I want to see those of you who might be interested in property investments. Thank you, James. Thank you, Sapor. Sapor, are you from Cambodia? Okay, Praveen, okay, come, put an I over there. Apalah Praveen cakap Maggie mi sekarang nak invest. Memang ada duit ni. Okay, so okay, I jokes aside, I can tell you one thing right now. Okay, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Michael, and actually, why am I so into properties? Because it saved my life in 2008. 2008 crisis, in a story for another day, all right? Let me just share that a little bit, right? 2008, during that crisis, that time, what happened to me was I was really broke. I was really very broke. I don't know a lot of people whether you believe me or not. And I don't know, I have no reason to lie to you. I had a salary of 1,200 ringgit. Okay? Wow, support for Cambodia, okay? Okay, so I had a salary of 1,200 ringgit. It was really, really very little. Okay, so that was during the time in year 2008, and I don't mind telling you, this was also when I started property investment. I started property investment in 2009, 1 year after the crisis in 2008. Now, of course, 2008 crisis not as bad as today lah. Today, okay, I'm going to tell you one thing. Today's crisis is almost equal to 1998. Okay, so for those of you who are young, please listen to old uncle here. I've been around in 1998, but I wasn't even investing in 1998. So this is quite a serious crisis. This is quite serious. So here's my suggestion for many of you. I think that you have to take this more seriously right now. And that means you may want to start to save more money. You want to be more careful. And you also want to consider to be more into investments. Okay? So this is what I'm going to share with you guys. Now, come on. All right, who wants to know data from property, guys? If you guys want to know more data from property, everyone please share to 1 or 2 people out there. And do like my page, okay? I have a new page over here. It's called Michael Discovery. You can see the nice data over there. And I like to explore and give you guys more opportunities to go out there and look and feel and know and get to know more about the industry, right? So for those of you who don't know who I am, I basically am an investor. I've been investing for the past 14 years of my life. Today, even during this crisis, I don't work. Okay, I'm not reliant on a job, and the reason is because I have investments that gives me still passive income today. I'm actively investing. I'm trading in the market. I don't just do properties. I do a little bit of stocks. I do a little bit of crypto, and those are the things that's generating me money. All right, so I'm actually quite okay as of today. Right, a little bit more than okay lah. Huh? So, but don't want to tell so much about that. Why I emphasize on investments is because if you know how to do it, okay, you can help yourself a lot. So let me show you some data. Okay, first data that you always talk about, see, please like and share, leave out loud, please like and share Michael Discovery, okay? Okay, so if you don't do this, I won't show you housing price index. Okay, so housing price index over here, as you can see, this has gone down. Now, basically, I want to tell you one thing right now. This is a very good data. This is very, very good, right? Okay, tell me first, when you watch this right now, you see housing price index sudah turun, okay, sudah negative. It's actually gone down to 0. You can see, and this is very slow lah. It's 0.4, which I think is more than 0.4 this year. I think it's gonna be about can be close to 0.7 to 0. It can be close to -1. I would say it will go down to -1. This is the first time since 1998 that we have gone down to a negative. In 2008, kalau you tengok 2008, it didn't go down to negative also. All right, so we are in a negative situation now. So come on, tell me that right now. So if you guys are watching this right now, is this good or is this bad? Okay, what do you think? Come, tell me first. Come, talk to me. Tell me, what do you think about this? Is this good or bad? This is housing price index. This is the updated version. And I'm very sad to say right now, and this is something very interesting that I've noticed. Every time when there is a crisis or every time there is a bad economy, data very slow. Those of you who follow BRICS, they've stopped updating since this year, actually. I'm still waiting for them. Hopefully they've updated. I will check them recently, but they've not been updating their data since last year. I've not been able to get very accurate data on the economy, so I'm assuming right now. Okay, so what do you guys think after you look at this? Is this good or is this bad? Wow, Pravin says good. Okay, let me show you. How many of you know? How many of you want to know why it's good? If you want to know why it's good, come press 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I show you something else. Okay, there's always opportunity one. Okay, come. Who wants to know if it's good or not? Let me show you why. Come. All right, I press 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Bad for property owner. Yeah, true. Okay, I'm going to show you something right now. Okay, so let me open something else. I'm going to be very candid about this. Okay, and let me just get this out for you. Okay, and I'm just going to show this for you guys. So let me just tag this for you right now, right? So if you go over here and you go like, let's talk about, okay, Bitcoin, all right? Bitcoin chart, okay? So let's just do Bitcoin chart, right? So if you go into the charts right now, let me see if I can get a good one. Let's go for CoinDesk. I think CoinDesk is okay. Okay, so if you go into here, you can see right now, we don't talk about one day one. This is crypto. So you guys know crypto. Okay, you can come into this. If not, let me just go down. Okay, let's talk about 1 year ago. Okay, so you see 1 year ago, can you see not? All right, so it went, where is, no, I don't want 1 year ago. I want more than 1 year. Okay, let's go all. I don't know, I cannot go all. So if you, there was a crash, 2020, there was a crash. Yeah, this is a lousy one. Cannot go more than this. Okay, okay, let me just show you guys. So there's a crash of last year. And what happened in crypto? I cannot show you this data. Okay, so there's a crash in crypto last year. It went down. And then what happened is that after that, it boomed. Okay, so this is something I want to show to you guys. So when you talk about property investments over here right now also, we are also at the crash at the moment. But I will tell you that by next year, okay, or the year after, they will be starting to have a recovery. But not just a recovery, it will start to go up. Okay, so this for me, personally, not too good for current property owners. But for many property, I'll go to Binance. Yeah, I have to. I'm not a very big crypto player, but I do have Binance and I buy it on my phone. I don't know how to do it on here. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Ash. All right, you can see, right, if you agree with me, crypto last year crashed as well. So it had a graph like this. And then after that, it started to boom up. You can see right now, it's spiked all the way up already. I'm expecting that to happen in property as well. Everything that goes down will come up. Now, I want to give you some good news. Let's talk about properties right now. A lot of you are very worried to come in. How many of you have never bought properties before? Kalau you never bought properties before, put a 0 for me. Come. Those have never bought property before, put a 0 for me. Let me tell you how to do this right now. And let me tell you why I still like properties today. Okay? If those of you have never bought a property before, put a 0 so I can tell you about this. Okay? I want you to look at this graph. So there's two graphs I'm going to show you. This is a decline graph until it's a 0, or what I say today is going to be a -1. Will it go more than -1? Very unlikely. You see the Q to Q change, you see the year to year change. Very seldom it hits below 0, correct? So those of you who have never bought property before, let me just show you something else. What does this mean? It means that your housing price will not change a lot. It just changed by 0.84%, or year to year it's gone down by -2%. It means it will not crash like many other things like stock or crypto where you have big differences. So let me show you what this means. A 2%, a -2% decline in price. Let me share again. When it gets bad in property, it is a -2% decline in price. This is what it means. If you look into this, what it means is that the property price will not drop by 70%. I know some experts say, we're going to die. Property's price will drop until, become 1 ringgit. Apa ni you? I don't know what economy we come from. So it's not possible to do this. What I'm trying to share with you right now, the graphs I showed you beforehand showed a negative decline of like 0.2% for 1 year, 2%, which means that from 300,000, now he has reduced to 295K. Okay lah, not so bad lah, okay? How many of you agree? Correct or not? Okay, property is not so aggressive. It is not a high risk product. But of course, that also means that it will not increase in price anytime soon. So for many people who want to go into investments and are new in investments, I always recommend them to go into property because it's not as volatile. Volatile means tak ada naik, turun, teruk lah. Dia akan buat macam it's very slow, it's very stable because there is a demand for it for people to use. This is an investment product which is so consumed. Consumption is because people nak tinggal kat situ, people buy it for own stay. So the price will be very stable. As a matter of fact, let me bring you some more good news, okay? If those of you are watching this right now, I always tell people, go into property. Now, this is the worst of times. Let me just share with you right now. Ready? This is the worst of times. So I'll show you this chart. For the past, look at this chart over here. This is called the Housing Price Index, which is the change in pricing since 2013. Okay, it's gone all the way down. Tengok, so all the way down, the current price index means the change in the price has been reducing until 0. Now, all look down, macam nak mati macam tu, but actually maksud dia, price don't change a lot. That's all. Okay, so look at it. Now, another good news. Can you see the good news? The good news is there is a potential of a spike, where we call a boom. And the last boom happened, okay, in 2011 to 2012 to 2013, approximately 9 years ago, 2012 to 2013. So if we're in a 10-year cycle to 14-year cycle, we will probably expect the next boom to come in the next few years. I'm not kidding. Okay, so this is my expectation right now. Okay, hey, those of you enjoying this so far, no? Hey, if you're enjoying, please ask some questions along the way or just say, "God, good lah." So this is about properties right now. I give you an outlook on this. If you guys like this, give a couple of thumbs up. Please share to some of your friends. Okay, if you're interested in investing, okay, please look into this. I still feel that this is a very stable instrument to invest in properties. Okay, let me show you some good news. Ready? Are you ready? Okay, got good news one. Sabah. Okay, actually, we did not do too bad, last year. Okay, if you can see into it, right? Your average residential price property is actually going up a little bit in April to July. Let me tell you one thing right now. We have a demand. This is not data that is pushed up. Bukan macam ini lah sini, okay? Ini jangan bukan you for purposely. We're not playing data. Residential properties have gone up a little bit in April. Talk about the spike. The spike happened right after we went out of MCO. So what I'm trying to tell you right now is there is a lot of people who are planning to buy property. Can I ask right now, those of you watching this, how many of you are planning to buy properties anytime soon? Let's say for the next 2 to 3 years. If you are, put there why? Yes. Okay. If you are, put there why. I want to ask right now, how many of you here who's actually thinking of buying a property to stay? Okay, in the next 1 to 2 years. Okay, 2 years time. Anybody? 1 to 2 years time. Got or not? If got, then put that why. So I want to share this to a lot of people right now. There is actually demand for properties. Yeah. Okay. So James is looking for it. Adrian, thank you very much. Caroline is looking for it as well. So there is a demand intrinsically as not just an instrument. You see, like gold. What can you do with gold when you invest into it? Takkan you use it as what? It's paperweight, lah, right? What are you going to do with crypto? Okay, you can't actually use it much as well. It's a very much of an investment too. But what can you do with a house? You don't sell, you don't rent, you can stay in it, right? There's an actual usage for properties, okay? So that is why the demand will stay very, very strong. So it's a good investment property. It's a good investment asset. It is stable investment asset, but it will go up in price, like I told you before. And the boom I showed you was in 2011, 2012, 2013. That timing, okay, will come again. So let's come back to here. So I'm just trying to share with you. Yeah, so if you can see this is my favorite graph right now. You can see over here. All right, look at this. So the boom will happen again, okay? And I'm expecting that to happen in 14 years, not exactly 10 years, 14 years. So I'm talking about 2014, 15, 16, 2024, 25, 26. Those are the time, okay? So this is what I'm sharing with you guys right now. Okay, come. Enjoying yourself on this or not? So do me a favor right now. I always like this. I'm giving you data. I'm researching on this. So if you like this right now, please do like, share a little bit to some of your friends. Come on, text some of your friends over here and say, hey, let's not talk about COVID cases lah. You tengok kat sini, at least you see something else go up rather than COVID case, no? Hopefully the next time around, it will also be your property prices will rise like this as well. Okay, who wants some good news? If you want some good news over here, come put one. Come put one. I want to go and show you guys who wants some good news. Who wants some good news? Come on. Type one there. Don't just not do anything. Come on, guys. Type a one. Let me show you good news over here right now. Okay, so if you're watching this right now, I want to share some good news. Okay, ready? There is something interesting in the data right now. Okay, do you know not everywhere the price has gone down? Can you share this right now? Look at this. It's not that bad. Do you know Selangor not too bad? Wah, Selangor hebat okay. Resilient, okay. Orang semua dah tak ada duit, okay. Okay, property price in Selangor naik. Sama dengan case COVID. Sorry. Okay, a side joke lah, sorry. Okay, so this is last year. And according to the statistics, it's not too bad, okay? KL has gone down in price, but Penang has gone down a little bit. The most impactful state is actually Johor. However, Selangor has been resilient. Bukan naik banyak lah, didn't go up a lot, but it has gone up and stayed steady until today. Cool or not? All right, so who's staying in Selangor right now? Okay, I give you a couple more data that you can see the topic at the bottom. Terrace house is the most sought after property in Selangor and Johor in 2020. I want to tell you right now. The data also goes through for the first quarter of 2021. I don't have it here, but I'm going to show it to you. Oh yeah, I have it here. I'm going to show it to you guys, okay? That Selangor and Johor, the most sought after is terrace houses. So if you want to be a proper investor, the number one increase in terms of capital appreciation and demand is terrace house, okay? Not condos. Where does condos come in? Condos is the most important, most sought after in KL. So you really have to know all this information before you start going into investments, right? Okay, James going to say laugh, yeah lah. Okay, so I want to finish this already lah. Give you a couple more things now. I always look into transaction and volume as well because this is very important. This will show the future. And for those of you who are investors, this is a pretty good time to go in because it's a low season. I think some of you have seen all this data before. Again, I'm very sorry that I'm only giving you last year's data. In many of this, I can't get current data. Some I've done quarter one. If you can see some of that, I did until quarter one of this year. Some of this is until the end of the year. Okay, so I won't talk too much about this. I'm going to skip forward a little bit right now. I'm going to go into the summary of today, right? So for the summary of today, I want to share this again. Okay, overhang. A lot of you are worried, say, hey, Michael, there's going to be overhang lah, there's oversupply lah. Apa you cakap ni? Overhang means, hey, please don't hang yourself. Ini bukan hang. Okay. Overhang means oversupply. Okay, oversupply. Dia punya stock lebih ke tak lebih. And I gotta tell you one thing right now. Okay, can I share this? You will always get an overhang. Okay, you will always have an oversupply. I'm very sorry to say this. There's no way you can reduce the supply rate too much, right? You're literally telling unless the developers have dropped their price tremendously. Okay, there are two basic fundamentals about overhang. Overhang number one is because the pricing is not right. Betul tak? Okay, last few years the prices have been totally crazy. Developers have been crazily pushing the price up. Number one. Number two, location. They are now built in the worst locations. And do you know, this is the problem about property. You think what, ini Lego? Huh? Once you build something out there, you don't like tumbang aja. Macam pokok tumbang aja. Macam pokok durian tumbang aja. Tak boleh macam tu. You cannot do that. Right? You cannot just kill the properties. You cannot just demolish the properties. Once you build, you build. So oversupply cannot be eradicated, cannot be stopped 100%. That's crazy because once a property is built in a wrong location with the wrong price, it will stay there for a very long time. So a lot of people say, hey, still oversupply, still nonsense. Okay, let me share this nonsense. Why? You're not seeing it objectively. What has been built, you leave it there. If it still go down, very good. But you look at the new supply, is it coming in to equal the demand? So unless you get that data, you're not going to be able to see whether it's a real oversupply or not. Now, let me share a couple of good data for you guys. Another thing I want to share with you is this, okay? Look at these figures over here. Say, okay, bad news, okay? I just take one of the data. I give you the total data later, okay? You see that Johor is the highest oversupply, okay? Number one for service apartments. But do you know that is the wrong type of property in Johor in the first place? Betul tak? Okay, orang Johor kat sini. Who is the orang Johor kat sini? How many of you in Johor actually stay in a Soho? You tell me first. Okay, apa? So what? So high? Okay, that's like, apa ni Soho ni? Okay, orang Johor, you like houses. Okay, you like apartments. The maximum you go is condominium. Even condominiums are still relatively new, especially high-end condominiums. Alright, so if you build a Soho or a service apartment in Johor, you're not going to get the demand over there. Number one. Number two is overpriced. Okay, the pricing was extremely high for Johorians as of the last 3 or 4 years. So, of course, wrong property with wrong pricing, you get a high oversupply. The good news about this, even though it's 67%, the properties have reduced. Okay, so you're getting a reduction of oversupply even in Johor. Okay, faham tak? Oi, okay, are you reading this or not? Okay. I kampung in Johor for foreigners. Yeah lah. So that's what I'm trying to tell you right now. It's a different wrong product for the wrong type of people. They were focusing on foreigners, which unfortunately right now, this is an overkill. I don't want to get too much into details now, but everybody please be very careful. Focusing on only one type of customer in properties is the stupidest thing you want to do. You don't want to build only one property for only one type of person. Okay, for example, foreigners, only one kind of person can afford it. Then if like currently crisis, what's going to happen? Foreigners don't come and buy it, then you also die. So you want to get like, it can match foreigners and locals, for example. For rental, also very important. Don't like everybody Airbnb, then sekali you go up into the air. Okay, then you go down BNB. So it's not advisable for you to do a single type variant property. That is the worst thing you want to do. You want to get a property that can be for multiple use. Okay, you can go it for single family homes. You can go it for long-term stay. Okay, you can do things like that. You don't want to have only one option. Okay, so this is one thing you want to share about. Okay, so finally I want to cover this right now. The overhang status as it is. So as you can see, right, it has been reducing. Okay, it has been reducing. So I want to tell you this right now. Sooner or later, we will solve this problem. But I will tell you one thing, the market will recover before the oversupply goes down. But the good news is we have been going down. Okay, so there's been some, this is a growth of index. Okay, sorry, this is the growth. Sorry, this is not this. This is bad. Sorry. This is the growth. This is the index itself, not the overhang status, right? And I want to share one thing with you guys right now. Okay, if you look over here for Terrace, okay, it's still positive until today. So I'm going to tell you two things. Number one, if you're in Selangor, not only the cases going up, but property prices also still pretty good. Okay, and number two, okay, Terrace houses is pretty good, as in it still gives you a very strong, strong fundamental. Okay, so this is this year one, quarter one of 2021. As you can see, the Terrace house is only negative 0.1, which is still not too bad. Although all is down, Terrace has gone down the least. Okay. Hey guys, have you enjoyed yourself today right now? Okay, if you have done this, please give me a couple of love signs, share with a couple of people right now. Good evening, people. I'm sharing a little bit about the property outlook. Okay, the good news is this. Okay, COVID cases may be going up, but property prices are going down. So is this good for you guys? At least I share with you some data, and I always tell people this. Okay, let me just share a couple of things. Okay, so okay, who wants a summary? Come. Who wants summary right now? Who wants summary right now? If you want a summary, you have to share to at least 2 of your friends about this FB Live today, right? I did a lot. I want to thank my team. They did a lot of research to get me all this data coming in. I tell you, a lot of you right now, I'm a property investor. I've been investing in property even until today. I love properties, but I'm not only into properties, I'm into investments. I don't encourage property investment until you learn fundamentals. It is very dangerous times. The reason why I show you all this is to make sure that if you are interested in property investments, please do your research first. Yes, you can make money. Yes, there are places where you can actually untung sekarang because property price has gone down. Tapi you must know where to go in. Why should you go in now? I show you already, the price has gone down to the lowest. We are at negative 0.4 as of today. Oh, not of today, as of last quarter, first quarter of 2021. Which means we're the lowest in the past 20 over years, since 1998 till now. 1998 till now, okay? That is a long time, right? So 1998 till now has been 23 years. We're at the lowest price of properties in 23 years. What are you waiting for? 20, 40 years? Okay, so this is a good time for you to go in, all right? So if you're watching this right now, all right, I want you to share this out, okay? And this is a time where you may consider going in. Now, COVID cases are high, economy is not doing well, okay, income is going down. Why would you want to invest? For one simple reason, okay? If those of you can still do it, it is to safeguard your money because your money is going smaller. Agreed? Ringgit Malaysia is declining, okay? So let's come back into summary right now. Who wants my summary? If you want my summary, let's just talk this right now. Ready, yeah? Dang, dang, dang. I covered this last week, okay? Malaysia en route to become a failed statehood. Okay. Okay, COVID cases are high, economy is going low. So what do you want to do? My recommendations in property. Come, if you want to know this right now, everyone put a P. Come on, put a P, and then do me a favor. Open your Facebook, go type there Michael Discovery, okay, and go and like my page. Can you do that, please? What will happen if country go bankrupt? If the country go bankrupt, then we all can swim to Indonesia already, lah. And do you know the statistics on this? Peitong has asked a very good question. What happens if the country go bankrupt? What makes you think that the country is not bankrupt right now? Actually, the whole world is not doing too well. Do you know that? The whole world is bankrupt. The whole world is in debt. The country technically cannot go bankrupt. The country can go into what we call into debt, okay, immense debt. And we're already into a lot of debt, okay? All we got to do is borrow ourselves out of, okay, a crisis, which is what a lot of countries are doing right now, right? So I don't think we're going to go to a point of criticalness where we are in debt. We are quite much better off in 1998. We have a lot of forced savings. Guy Nagara, EPF, everyone over there has got a lot of forced savings. We have a lot of money that's still sitting over there, and that's why the politicians are fighting like crazy, because Malaysia is relatively a rich country. We have resources, we have agriculture and all, which is actually producing profits as of today. Our exports are actually up. Our crude palm oil is actually up. All right, we are actually making money in a lot of areas. The thing is, we just have a lousy government, so that one we talk about it another day. Okay, so unlikely that we can go bankrupt. So back to us. With all this happening, what's my advice? Can I share? All right, if I share, I give you this. Okay, possible solutions: fly low. Okay, everybody tap that low, fly low. Okay, fly very low. So what does it mean by fly low? I give you a couple examples right now. Are you ready? Okay. This is the medium house pricing for 2020, right? Malaysia is now at 295. Okay, now let me just give you a couple examples right now. So I'm going to exit from the screen. Let me just show this to you guys. If those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, okay, and basically, let me just try to improve this a bit. It's because of this thing. Where is it now? Over here. Yes. Okay. Can you see this? If you see from here, you can see that it's because of our median has reduced. Okay, so from 300 over, it has gone to 295. It has gone down by 2%. 2%. Okay, so everyone put that 2. Everyone put that 2. This is very important for you guys. Okay, everyone put that 2. So if it's at 2%, and that's for last year, let me just show you another reference number for you guys to do. What is fly low? I started this with this. I said that our income has dropped. Remember that I told you? The income has dropped. So the income dropping right now basically shows you that we are going to expect a decline. Okay, so the average decline over here is, they say, by 9 basis points, negative 9%, so it's about 10%. I would say the median has dropped by 15%, which is very large. I would expect that this year will drop to maybe about 15, if more percent. Maybe, I hope not, but it's quite serious. So what I'm trying to tell you is that because I expect that the income of people are going to drop even further. So because the income dropped for people last year, you therefore got a correlation with the property price decline. Can you see? People no money, so cannot buy so cannot buy, they buy cheaper okay, and then prices start to drop because they're desperate, they drop the prices as well. So it's a relation, there's a correlation. So for every, let's say 15%, there's a 2% drop. I would say that you have another 2 to 5% drop. So what does that mean is that you got to fly lower than the median. I would say that if this is 300,000 for the whole of Malaysia, now, this is a very good graph. If you look into this, it's not the same for every other state. If you look into Selangor, we have at 300,000 or 400,000 ringgit right now per unit, but this is the whole Selangor. So depending on your median areas, I'll probably ask you guys to drop the points by another 5%. Okay, you want to drop the price by another 5%. Now, Johor, watch Johor, 345. That's the total amount of property money that you should only spend in. Most of your properties are overpriced. Okay, most of them are about 500,000 for some of these gated and guarded areas. They're dropping, right? So go by per square feet, you should go down a bit more. Okay, Sarawak is also relatively, it's only about, look at it. Okay, but these are all the medians. You're going to go into your own states and districts, but wherever areas you are, you want to drop that number by another 5 to 10%. That's the bare minimum of the median. Because I'm expecting that this year, the median will continue to drop another 5 to 10%. Okay, so everybody fly low. Okay, so I'm going to come up with another summary right now. Okay, if you guys want this, come, I give this to you. Good time to pick up good deals in troubled times. It's always good to pick up good deals in troubled times. And I think that you guys should actively go into it right now. Number two, what is a great deal? Great deals are at basement bottom prices right now. Okay. Number two, in low interest rate environments. So this is also a good time for you to go out there and take it because the loans are good. This time round, even with the moratorium, I think you should do it around this month to next month because the moratorium hasn't actually kicked in yet. So because of that, I feel that it's still a good time for you to go out there and start shopping. I think that from next month onwards, the rates, it depends. If MCO extends until, December of this year, you can continue to buy till the end of the year, okay? Now, here's my suggestion. Can I say this? Invest in prime areas only and city centers. Please go back to the centers. Invest in prime areas and city centers only. Okay, I repeat again. Invest in prime areas and city centers only. Names like KLCC, you can't go wrong. Okay, names like TRX City Center, you can't go wrong. There's a difference between Bandar Malaysia and TRX. Bandar Malaysia is not started yet. TRX has completed. So you go ongoing. So you can consider those areas. If not, let's talk about other areas like Sunway, PJ, Bangsa. Okay, those are prime areas. Consider those. Okay, places like which are still good, but don't consider so far not so much. Let's say like Senawang or Seremban or Rawang. You can buy any other time, but times like this, it's always good to go into prime areas because they're blue chip. Okay, so this is what I'll share with you guys right now. Right, and last but not least, okay, if you have the money to buy into terrace and you can afford, because rentals are low for terrace, but the demand is high because you want to focus on people who are living there right now. Okay, so if you want that right now, I highly recommend that you go into terrace right now. That's the area you want to do. Now, okay, so I'm done. Thank you guys so much. This is a little bit of an update I want to give to you guys today. I'm going to go on to talk more about property investments and investments. For those of you who are watching, I want to keep on driving this message through. I think we have too much negative news today. I mean, we are in bad situations. I do agree. Yes. Okay. Please stay safe. COVID numbers are so high right now at 13,000. It's quite scary. Correct or not? We have a government that's talking about parliament, and now they tell me parliament is affected. I roll. Okay. And all this drama, understandable. But what I want to do is I want to encourage. Let's not bother about what's happening out there. Let's talk about us. If we can put a bit of money aside in savings, still can, okay. If those of you have some savings and you want to start considering how to increase those savings to grow the savings, invest, right? And if you do this today, you won't regret it because what happens is that money will grow when everything is shrinking today, correct? Except for COVID numbers now. So guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And if you want to follow me, I am investing, and I do tell people right now, I'm not just believing in properties, honestly. I have made a lot of money last year in crypto. I did a lot of, I also invest, and I was blessed to go and make money into stocks, okay? So those are things that I also highlight to people that if you have done that last year, you could have got some extra money this year. In property, same thing. If you bought a good property and you know the ways of how to do no money down, but the way I do teach that, then you can get some extra money out, and at least you have some savings extra today. Okay, so everybody, I hope you guys do invest. Do learn the skills first. Do it small. Don't go aggressive, but start. Right? You will never regret it. But staying at home, doing nothing, and hoping and praying that the government, okay, or the people around you will improve the economy for you, I think that we can forget about that. That one is a dream that will turn into a nightmare. Okay, so anyway, meanwhile, stay safe. Okay, like my page over there. Like my page. I don't know what is it. Like my page over here. Okay, like my page. Okay, go out there, follow me on this. And last but not least, those of you interested to know more about whatever I do tag along, ask me questions or PM me. I'll get you guys into it. I'm giving a lot of free education away this time around to small groups because I really want to teach you guys how to do something. Do something proactive, and hopefully, along the way, I hope I can help you guys out, point out some things, and maybe get you guys to and earn some extra bucks. Okay, so stay safe, guys. End of this week on Sunday, I'm going to bring a special guest in. He's going to talk about investment as well, so I'm going to keep him as a secret. He's around for the longest time, and he's going to tell you good news. So stay tuned, guys. Please be safe, and let's all make money together. Okay, so thank you, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.